Kwesi, thank you for the gifts. Also, really appreciate you. I hope your performance are doing very well. Good to have you here. Anyone who is just joining, we are glad to have you. You are in the right place as long as you are looking for genuine means of growing your wealth in regulated sectors of the economy. This time in the capital market and the money markets. Right away, we go onto the screens to see what's happening regarding most of the stocks that we have been following. Okay, so give me some time. I'll get back to the screen, give you updates on the top gainers for the day, and then we go on to discuss many other events and occurrences. Stephen Oluwasusi, thank you very much for joining. Flams Igor, appreciate your presence. Adewumi, thank you for joining on Instagram. Okay, I hope you had a great weekend, every one of us. Let's go onto the screen to see what's really happening in the markets, beginning with the top gainers for today, and then we'll also take a look at what's happening with other interests. Okay, so top gainers for the day, as you can see, well, our Cadbury is not failing. Lucci Naturals, lovely, thank you very much. Bitter Glass is number one, 120 naira per share, 9.97% gain for the day. Take a look. Cadbury 35 naira 5 kobo, second top gainer for the day, 9.87%. We have somebody here who bought Bitter Glass at around 40 something or 60 naira per share. That's more than double already. Somehow, some way, I don't know how Bitter Glass does it, but it just has a way of moving like an unstoppable train. When it moves, it moves. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Which stock can I buy now to get good dividend? We're almost coming to the end of dividend season, and I will check to see which other stocks are available as far as dividend payment is concerned. Cavatin is number 3, 9.77%. I'm still wondering what's making Cavatin move. Maybe there's a bit of an improvement in their finances. We will find out in the course of the week. Gini Insurance is number 4, 9.38%, 70 kobo per share. Dark Communications is number 5, 9.26%. Dangote Sugar number 6, top gainer, 8.57%. Dangote Sugar now at 38. Guess what? Your Aradel is number 7 top gainer. Aradel 6.7% gain, currently 478 naira per share. Ladies and gentlemen, it gets better. Nigerian Breweries, number 8 top gainer, 6.52%, now 49 naira per share. Mansard Insurance, number 9 top gainer, 6.42%, now 8 naira 62 kobo. And of course, Legend Internet, 6.31%, 9 naira 60 kobo at the moment. Or at least they're 52 weeks highs. Well, so that's the position with these stocks regarding top 10 gainers for the day so far. Do you have questions? Feel free to ask immediately now that we have just started. But let me welcome everyone joining on Instagram as well. Lekemi is in the building. Thank you for joining. Trimmed Willie, thank you for joining. Anthony Yayo, thank you for joining. And of course, Prince Orisa Jemis, thank you for joining. Dave Akusu, thank you. Omo Jesu, K Forex, thank you. Keaton 1907, thank you very much. Rabios, thank you. Chukunenye join, thank you. Chini, appreciate your presence. It's a full house, looking like a full house already. I want to speak DC. Perhaps you're going to be our first caller, having shown interest that you need to talk. And I've sent your invitation already. Once you get it, let's get started. I hope your stocks are doing well. If you join me from November, I'm very certain that your portfolio is doing great. I am more than convinced that your portfolio is doing very good. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon to you. Please tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
My name is Adeshino from Lagos.
Deshino from Lagos, thank you for joining. Go ahead with your questions.
Sometime last week, you told us for people that are starting with, let's say, 100 to 150K, so you said we can just get some stocks, let's say value stocks. Are you hearing me, sir?
Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Okay. So you mentioned two, to be precise. You said tip.
Go ahead. We are all ears.
Should I say research about prestige assurance? I
Looks like your network is giving challenges. Are you there?
Okay.
Additional, can you hear me?
Okay, when I checked the financial statement of all the quarters of 2024, I saw that their whole revenue, or let me just say their net profit, is coming from their FX gain and not the core business. I want to ask some questions and I want to lay some observations that I noticed.
For tips. Sorry, we can't carry on with this discussion if your network is poor. Please, let's get it better so we can communicate properly. We don't have to waste too much time going back and forth. I will try to give you another call to see if it improves later. Hello, I am in South Africa. How do I buy dividend? Gundu, it will be nice to talk to you. If you are free to talk, maybe you can call in or I'll send in a call through so we can communicate because your own inquiry requires a back and forth discussion so we can get it straight. And of course, any other person who has the same or similar question that you have can also get to hear from our discussion. So I've sent you an invitation. I hope that it gets to you. Luchi Natural says Aradel is still available for dividend. I think so, Aradel, yes. I think the qualification date for Aradel should be 7th of May. And today is just the 5th, 2 days to go. But please, it is always a 50-50 chance if you wait till qualification date. Akonji Akinwumi, thank you for joining. I didn't get what you were saying there. You said I did, but not much. Maybe you're referring to an earlier comment or something you were chatting with somebody else. Donald Ngam says, good afternoon, coach. Which stock can I buy now to get good dividend? Okay. Aradel is still not bad. I told everybody that as we approach qualification date, Aradel stock should start climbing. So let's see what's happening with Aradel for a start. By the way, TIP is now above 5 naira. Currently 5 naira 25 kobo and 4 million bids versus 926 million offers. So congratulations to every one of you who bought TIP at 1 naira 90 kobo around November, and then you bought at maybe 3 naira something around December or January. But even if you bought in February when it got as high as over 4 naira, now we are talking about over 5 naira per share. So we're making progress. Elvis Presley says, Coach, tip, they show me shaggy. After placing buy order for 510, still some money bidders, no let us get any. Don't worry, don't chase it. It's now available. Remember, as at last week, it wasn't available. By the way, tip QTix is at 250. I never even observed that it closed at 2 naira 50 kobo. So maybe we're getting close to when TIP should start moving as well, because I expect a good result from TIP, even though the number of shares have been diluted. So if you see a lower earnings per share for TIP, consider the fact that they gave a 1-for-1 bonus last year, right? So where they used to make 1 naira per share, for example, earnings per share, you should be, if you see 50 kobo per share, then it's about the same thing that they earned before, because 1-for-1 means the entire number of existing shares before this quarter has been diluted as at last year's 1-for-1 bonus. Okay, so improved performance, basically you will judge by from half of what was earned last year. And then of course, check out the revenue, that's flat. If they made 1 billion revenue last year, first quarter, and they are making 1.5 billion this year, that's a good improvement. There's no confusion about that. But when you narrow it down to per share basis, then you will start seeing some form of drops because the number of shares of QTIX has actually been diluted. In any case, the stock price is now 2 naira 50 kobo, and that's up from the 2 naira 30 kobo. It lingered around for so long. And that means maybe, just maybe, a good first quarter result is expected. All right. Okay. Stephen Oluwasusi says, hello, sir. Thanks for the idea you gave me about TIP. It's now 5 naira 30 kobo. I have 100K for U.S. stock. Okay. That means Stephen must have bought lower and is in profit, I suppose. Please, coach, this stock, Smart Product Nigeria, is it a good one for a long-term small fit? I have no idea now what the state of small fit is. It continues to rise at some point. I was asked last year as well. I didn't have enough information, didn't do enough research, so I can't really say exactly. Oh, Success Mindset says, I talked to my tip today at 5:10. Really? Well, I am just thinking that TIP has a way of suddenly being available again. But let's see what happens. We still have a long way to go before Q2 result. Please, coach, okay, responded to that. Thank you very much. Allotted King, you are doing wonderful all the time, always sharing this live session. Guys, keep power tapping your screen. Somebody really needs the information we're sharing here for free. Somebody probably is about to go and pay money for it. Do well to be a good Samaritan Nigerian by reaching out, just by liking this live session, sharing the live session severally, and of course, sharing gifts. The on-screen actions eventually drags the attention of people who may need information we share here. Just the way you join us someday and you are now taking advantage of growing your money, the idea is being shared, some other person needs it. So let's do it together as birds of the same feather flocking together. Good morning, coach, please. Is VFD Group a good buy now? If yes, at what price? Umar, I would prefer to wait for the VFD Group for as low as it can get. Let's see what price it is right now. VFD, unfortunately, is not even showing any sign of dropping too much. At the moment, VFD Group 18 naira per share. I think that anything around 17 should be okay. That's what I think for VFD. Ladies and gentlemen, update on RDL. Currently, RDL has gained 40 naira 80 kobo per share, trading at 488 naira. We're not yet there yet. We're still waiting for more price movement for RDL. I told you, and it's beginning to happen. Regarding RDL, I said once again that RDL is going to proceed higher as we approach qualification date for the dividend of 22 naira per share. And 2 days from now is the qualification date. Remember, payment is much later this month, but qualification date is in 2 days' time. So many more people will be pulling out money from some other stocks to try to take position to qualify to benefit from the dividend. The beautiful thing about the stock market is that even though you didn't hold a stock from last year, 2024, and it is the 2024 final dividend that is going to be paid later this month, if you buy now, you will still benefit, right? That's the beauty about stocks. Ordinarily, they are paying shareholders for holding the stocks for the 2024 financial year, but some of them will sell because of one need for money or the other. And if you are fortunate enough to buy before the qualification date, then this very month, as you are buying today or tomorrow, you are sure to also partake of the dividend that is going to be paid out. So if you have 1,000 RDL, 22 naira times 1,000, because that's the dividend per share, 22 naira, that's 22,000. If you have 10,000 Aradel. If you have 10,000 Aradel, that's 220,000 naira dividend for you. If you have 1 million Aradel, that's 22 million naira dividend for you. Okay, so that's it. Let's see, now that I'm talking about Aradel, let's take a look at the bid and offer status for now. Currently 780,000 bids for Aradel versus 58,000 offers. So very little offer. This same Aradel that used to be on full bid is on full offer is about to go into full bid. Full offer is when there is lots of offers and no bids at all, meaning sellers are selling, looking for buyers, and there are no buyers in the market. Now it is looking like it is tilting towards full bid. That's because there are 780,000 bids and just 58,000 offers. That is less than 100,000 offers. So very soon, Aradel may just climb to 490 naira, maybe before today runs out, maybe not. So as we get closer to qualification date, like I said, the price keeps moving. Please, coach. Okay, we'll continue from there. Dr. Saboderin, thank you very much. We're glad to have you here. Oil money at jail, that's Akombi MEC saying and laughing. It's best to put big money. Okay, Donald Ngam says Presco is doing well and has added in share price. Is it a good buy? The question is, where were you when you were buying Presco at 400 and something naira just a few months ago? Because do not run after stocks just because they are rising. I will always tell everybody here, and this is my way of protecting you from running into losses in the stock market. When a stock is flying is when not to buy. Look for these stocks before they start jumping, take position and relax. Because going after a flying stock is like running after a moving train. You know how deadly that can be. So avoid running after stocks when they are flying. Identify good stocks, wait for them. For instance, I've mentioned Cadbury. Since after I talked about Cadbury just continues to go up. From 29 or so, went to 30 something, is now 35. So stay on, stay patient, wait for your target stocks. There is a time for them to rise, there's a time for a pullback. If the rise is not sustained, the pullback will eventually come far lower than if you are jumped in when it rises. All right? So stay patient. This Presco, I kept shouting Presco at 4 something, then it got to 700. In fact, it got to 800, came back to 700, and I was saying, should it drop below 7? That's a good price. But in any case, if it's refusing to drop below 700, it means it will shoot up. So anything lower than the previous closing price is good. So I saw Presco selling around 720 something, but it would then close at 760 something or 780 something. Well, what do we have right now regarding Presco? Because the result is wonderful, and then I'll show you now. That's it. Okay, Presco is now 860, same price as at yesterday. I remember it selling as high as 900 this morning. Some people picked it up at 900. So Presco touched 900 this morning, but currently is at 860. I don't see Presco dropping below this unless there is, in the course of this year, a market downturn that affects all stocks across board. Then you will find Presco less than 800. Okay? Keep your questions coming in. I'm here now. I'll respond to all of them before closing. Hopefully, you ask early enough. Njoko Oscar says, Coach, good afternoon. Is May and Baker good? If yes, at what price? May and Baker naturally is good, but because of the nature and the behavior of that stock, I would suggest a comfortable price between 7 and 8 naira. Let's see how much May and Baker is at the moment. May and Baker currently 8 naira 90 kobo. So yesterday it closed at 8 naira 60 kobo. 1 million bids versus 411,000 offers. The thing with May and Baker is that eventually you can decide to go higher and higher and then suddenly drop. So it's up to you to determine whether to buy now or hopefully wait for when it drops below 8. But it's a very good stock based on what we have seen in the first quarter, and considering the fact that in the pharmaceutical sector there are only very few other companies left. Most of the international companies have left the scene, and so the Nigerian companies now have the entire sector to themselves. Stephen Oluwasusi says, which US stock is okay enough to buy at the moment? Best US stock to buy at the moment, if you ask me, most of them have risen, but not risen high enough. And I'm talking about value stocks right now. I was going through my watch list over the weekend, trying to reshuffle and recheck. And a stock like, most of them moved high, but I think a stock like, I'll need to take a look to be sure, so I don't give you something out of nowhere. My watch list is not readily available on the system because I use mostly my handheld devices for that, so I really can't give you an immediate update as far which stocks to buy. I'll need to go through and see how well they have moved, how far they have moved before I can say this is still good enough. For some of them, in fact, the most attractive ones to me now, I'm still waiting for them to dip. A stock like MSTR. MSTR is expensive. Microsystems, strategy. It's still expensive, but it's still moving fast. Now, that stock tracks Bitcoin movement. Every time cryptocurrency is flying, that stock jumps. Also, I'm waiting for coin under $200. Coin is currently slightly above $200. Then I have some very solid quality value stocks like NU. NU is at 12. I first mentioned NU at 9, and that was the best ever available price to buy it. It's a Brazilian online banking payment systems company, right? NU, the fundamentals are solid. Then there is also MSCI. MSCI, they are very good processor manufacturers. And then you also have TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturers. I actually bought TSM last week at $172 per share, and I'm looking at getting more if it can drop below that. How much is TSM, by the way? Let's take a look. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturers. Yes, let's see how much TSM is. Okay, this is me now getting away from the regular, popular names like Nvidia, Apple, Google. Of course, one of the most undervalued giant growth stocks is Google. So please take note, don't miss out Google in your portfolio. Let's see TSM. Remember, I bought TSM last week at 172. I published it on my Instagram and Facebook, TikTok handles. Let's see TSM. How much is it? Unlike this index. Okay. TSM. I've mentioned quite a few. Okay, TSM is around $181 per share. I bought at 172, it's already 181. But still a very good price to buy. What is the good price to buy NIDF? NIDF continues to hover around 111 and 119. So let's see how much is NIDF so we can tell. Because a lot of times, the best price will always depend on how much it is going for in the market. Wow. NIDF currently 122 naira 80 kobo per share. 122.80, 106,000 offers versus 408,000 bids. So that's the position with NIDF. Okay, let me take questions from Instagram. Do you have any question? Okay, good day, coach. Please, is it advisable to go for CWG as the price is really going up? Emma Any, this is not the time to buy CWG. CWG, we started buying at 5 naira, but it really lingered and really mesmerized people with the way it goes up and then goes down, stays down for a while and then goes up. Maybe, just maybe, it's time for it to start moving, and that's what's now happening with CWG. Suddenly, CWG is jumping and currently at 10.50. This morning, it actually touched 11.15. So this is how to play CWG, knowing fully well how it behaves. You can wait for CWG around 9. Don't be surprised. A day will come when somebody can just come and dump enough CWG and it drops below 9. So target CWG between 9 and 8. And if you find it, you jump in. At the moment, it's sold when the market opened at 11.15. Currently, it's at 10.50. And the bid and offer status shows that there is a whole lot of bids, 6.2 million bids versus 2.7 million offers. But CWG is known for taking one giant stride forward and then eventually drawing back seriously, and you can capitalize on that because their first quarter result was awesome. Like I said before, a lot of times I've come to realize that most of these stocks, when I identify and share, they get to do a whole lot much later. So it looks like I'm an early discoverer, so to say. So if I mention a stock and you manage to get it from when I mentioned it, please stay patient with that stock. So that's why patience is a virtue. A lot of people, anybody who stayed on with their CWG at 5 naira plus, they are 100% in profit as we speak right now. But it was never an easy road. There was a time CWG jumped to 9 naira and came back down to 7. It was that bad. But today, it's now making very good progress and looking unstoppable. And with the first quarter result looking great, then it's going to be good. So target on that very day that it will behave this same way I have just predicted. Take note, everybody, if you are interested in CWG, wait for it around 8 and 9 and 7. May never go back to 7 with all the excitement around it, but at least if you find it around 8, then it's good to buy. Connie may be a good buy for foreign stock, right? Connie, what's Connie? Let me check. I have no idea what that stock is, but may I just check? see. Well, there's no stock like Connie, unless maybe it's a typo. Maybe you should check very well to confirm what you meant. What penny stock is good to buy? Normie is asking, penny stock to buy? We have quite a good number of them. Let me run through the charts to see, and then you make a choice of which one. As we speak, I would still recommend Charms has stayed long around 2 naira. Target Charms at 2 naira and buy Charms. What do we have here? Qtix is at 2 naira 50 kobo, about to leave that era. 12.8 million bids versus 3.9 million offers, but it has sold severally at 2 naira 30 kobo. Currently trying to establish a support level at 2 naira 50 kobo, and that's another good penny stock to buy. Don't forget, TIP is still a penny stock as well, currently at 5 naira something. What other penny stock are we looking at? I would like to see what the first quarter result for eTransact is. For eTransact, a good entry price is 5 naira 80 kobo, but let's see what the first quarter result looks like. If it's good, then it should shoot above that and stay around 6 or above. Currently at 6 naira already. I still have a feeling that Prestige Assurance under 1 naira is a good stock to buy. Though the offers are a lot, 4 million offers, just 871,000 bids. Could it be that the first quarter result is not fantastic? We will find out. That's talking about Prestige. I think that will be all regarding what I think are good penny stocks to buy. Maybe you should also add UPDC, but don't buy UPDC above 3 naira. Currently it's 313. It's usually available at 280. So that's my response to your question. Good day, coach. What is your opinion on Access Corp, sir? A good buy now? The price will determine what a good buy it is for me. Money, right? Let me check to see what the situation with Access Corporation is. At 21 naira 65 kobo, I feel that Access Corporation is good. But if you are fortunate enough to see it at 20 naira, even much better. Call me, Temitope says, good day, coach. Please, I'm still not getting any message from Atlas since my registration last Tuesday. Okay, we will find out from Atlas if you are able to talk to them, if they are in this live stream today. Okonkwo says, sir, which broker are you checking on your system? I use Atlas Portfolios because I get real-time data without show. Please, what is a good price to get OPFI? Oh, Abby Pearl, you still remember OPFI? Great. OPFI has hovered around $9 per share. Let's see what it is currently. I was hoping we can find it anything below that, but it's not looking like that will happen anytime soon. Okay. So let's see. OPFI still at $9.80 to $9.90. I think that's a good price to buy for long term if you are buying long term. As things improve gradually in the US market, it should keep climbing at least to around 12. But I want everybody to know that the US market, even though has recovered from all of the sell off it suffered in the course of April, I mean. In fact, from inauguration day, all of the stock losses the US market recorded from Donald Trump's inauguration till date, all those losses have been recovered. You see why you need guidance. I have, throughout the sell-offs, I kept saying, hold on to your long-term stocks. Do not panic. Rather, if you have to sell your short-term stocks and penny stocks, because those are the ones that gets easily affected negatively and are worse off in terms of recovery, right? And suddenly, the S&P 500 has recovered all the losses they recorded from inauguration day till date. So if you panicked when everybody else was jumping out of the market and selling at losses, you are now at a loss because the person who bought from you when you sold at a discount is back in profit and you don't have that stock no more, and you have now borne the loss. So it's important to listen up and take advantage of the experience that we already have. Okay, DC says his investigation regarding Prestige Assurance's core business is weak because they are largely fueled by investment and foreign exchange gains. That's a very good observation. I haven't also paid attention. That's why I said, is it that their first quarter result is not good enough? Well, when we see. So if you find a business not generating sufficient profit or income from the core business and are rather making money from one-off means like foreign exchange gains and all that, it's not bad, but it means that that business still needs time. Okay, and that's why I said under 1 naira, it's a good buy. In any case, as at the time I first mentioned Prestige most recently, it was at 88 kobo per share, and I actually bought Prestige that day, knowing that it will eventually jump to 1 naira and give me some reasonable returns, because sometimes penny stocks can give you gains much faster than anything, especially if you accumulate a lot at very low prices. Yeah. So that's a very good observation, and on that basis, if you are a fundamental purist, you may want to stay away from the stock until you see more convincing reasons to invest in it. Yeah. Because when a company repeatedly, in any case, because you don't know what's going to happen in the second quarter, the third quarter, and the fourth quarter, right? So a whole lot can happen in the course of a year. And that's why when I was speaking last week, I made mention of how some companies naturally, because of the nature of their businesses, experience a poor first and even second quarter before they finish the year stronger, while others take off to a flying start in the first quarter only to begin to dwindle towards the remaining quarters of the year. And so one quarter's result, especially the first quarter's result, is not enough to make a perfect conclusion of what the outcome of the full year result of a company can be. I made a lot of explanation regarding that, and I hope that everybody got that on the day I was doing that. Okay, Atkins said TSM 181.69, yeah. SMCI, another very good semiconductor stock. Let me inform you also that because of all of this tariff war and economic policies of Donald Trump, let me inform us that the the US semiconductor industry will experience a boom. That's because of the tightening of semiconductor imports into US, which means most of these US semiconductor manufacturers will benefit. And I'll give you some names. That's part of what I did over the weekend, did some research and penciled down the best set of semiconductor manufacturers in the US, because the US is now trying to be their own semiconductor manufacturers, right? So, and that's where SMCI falls in. That's where NVIDIA is a semiconductor manufacturer as well. But you have the likes of Intel, AMD. You also have semiconductor manufacturers like, that's US semiconductor manufacturers like AVGO. There are quite a number of them. I think between 7 and 10 that I have penciled down, and it's good to pay close attention to them, because even Apple, Steve Cook, Apple's CEO, has said that Apple is going to be investing billions of dollars buying US manufactured semiconductors in 2025. So expect some very good returns from there. And this is how you make up your mind on certain investment decisions, and you move into action before the rush begins, right? UBA just came down to pick me my buy order at 34. Okay, fantastic. Role officials is really enjoying a nice time now. Gundu says, can I make passive income with dividend? Absolutely. I tried calling Gundu, but I didn't get it. Okay, Stephen Oluwa Susi. Let's see if we can talk with him. Meanwhile, Larry says, please, how valuable is NIDF and when is it appropriate to buy? I think NIDF requires a lot of patience. Say around 119 downwards. Between 119 and 111. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Very good afternoon to you. You are so audible. That's wonderful.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Yeah. You gave me a tip on like to buy tip last like 2 months ago, and I bought it. Good, so
from first.
yeah, TIP. I mean, yeah. So I just want to buy another one again, but I haven't already. Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Your name and where you're streaming from, sir?
Okay, sorry. My name is Steven, and I'm streaming from Benin City, Edo State.
Steven from Benin City. We didn't actually hear you what you were saying, so can you recap?
Yeah, I said you gave me TIP. Like, you gave me tip to buy TIP like 2 months ago, and I bought it, and it's actually doing well for me. I was the one who asked maybe like I invest till 60K then, so I bought it all, and actually doing well. And now
how much was your entry price per share? Average price per share?
It was 4 naira, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, you bought at 4. All right.
I bought. Yeah. So now it's now 5.3, like maybe 5.2 now when I check. So the thing is, I really want to like put another kind of like fund into like previous, like I want to maybe already I have 100K now to spray again, and I'm kind of like which one can I go for, like or go for tip again at 5 is really good.
Something is happening to your microphone or sound.
Okay, I said. Oh, sorry. Okay. Is it clear now? Is it better now, sir? Yeah, I said yes. I said I have 100K now to spare. I don't know which one to actually go for. Like going for TIP again, is it the best choice for me? Like, or I don't know if I can go for a better one to get.
Okay, let me advise that it's also very good to hold some cash. Sometimes you may not see the best bargains. Normalize holding onto cash also till you see the best bargain for the day. So let me take a look at you. this could mean waiting up to a week or just waiting till just Friday when things get easier and cheaper in the market, all
Okay.
depending on what the need of the market is. But permit me to check to see in that case, you don't spend too much money in order to buy a very expensive stock. Yeah? Wow, ladies and gentlemen, and see this. First Holdings is doing some great numbers. 102 million shares traded, valued at 2.5 billion naira, has been traded on First Bank alone. And the price is now 25 naira per share. Some very serious money bags are taking position in that very bank. It's worthy of note. And by the way, MTN is rising after closing at 255 last Friday. It's currently 263 naira per share. All right? So we go ahead to see if we can scout for something that can buy with good upside potential. Let's see. Amongst UPDC, and may say UPDC, but it should be under 3 naira, meaning we still have some waiting to do. Right? Okay? Let's see. I hope that. Hello, Stephen, are you there?
Yeah, I'm with you, sir. Yeah.
Yes. I hope you are investing for the long term.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's one. Okay, target critics under 2 naira 50 kobo.
Yeah. The name again, sir.
Qtix under 2 naira 50 kobo.
Okay. All right.
Currently is 250, it closed Friday 250, still at 250. So just stay patient and see if any seller eventually decides to come and sell down below 250 between now and Friday. Let's see if you can do that.
Okay, sir. All right,
Thank
sir.
you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you so
Pseudo
much, sir.
boy is in the building. Hello, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very
How
good
you doing
afternoon to
today?
you.
Yeah, Osaze from Abuja speaking.
Osaze, all the way from Abuja. Thank you very much for joining. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah, the first one is a comment which you said normalize holding cash, which is this man Warren Buffett he just stepped aside. I think yesterday or over the weekend from Berkshire, and I was watching our rise this morning, and the amount of cash that they hold in their reserve is huge. It's in billions of dollars.
$150 billion cash pile.
Just ready waiting for bargain. So I mean, if the what they call him, is it the Oracle of Omaha can hold
The
that amount?
Oracle of Omaha.
Yes, can hold that. I mean, we should normalize holding cash, just like you said, so that we can see bargains. So, coach, I wanted to ask about this NASD OTC securities. The other, do you play in that market?
Yes, but the market is so illiquid
Okay,
and not as sharp and fast as we have in the NGX. Actually, the NASD is like a nursery to the NGX. So when
okay,
companies just wants to go public, some of them go that route of getting listed first on USD. And then after a while, they now go on to the bigger stage. So it's not as smart as I would want. Liquidity is nothing compared to the NGX, but you can still make good money there. Just that information also is not as readily available for companies as they are on the NGX.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Those are just my two comments on question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, do I need to go to bank? What to do? What do I do? Coach, I have filled the Veritas form for Zenith. Do I need to go to bank? Angela, you don't need to go to the bank. Veritas registrars are the registrars for Zenith Bank. So all you need to do is locate the nearest Veritas registrar's office. They are usually located in some of the biggest Zenith Bank branches, but it's important for you to be sure exactly where they are so you don't go from bank to bank. Or if you have a Zenith Bank close to you, you can go in there and ask them where they have the nearest Veritas registrars. Otherwise, you could also Google it. I don't know where you are located. Angela, please reply me on the comment section where you are located so I can advise. You could also email the registrars. I think that's the first thing to do. Scan the form that you have completed and then email it to Veritas registrars, giving them your details and how you have not received payment of your dividend. Though it's still early days, like I always say, give it 2 weeks from payment date because they do it batch by batch. Is it okay to invest in Nigerian stocks as against investing in U.S. stocks? Suji knows par excellence. Actually, they all have their pros and cons, positives and negatives. Nigerian stocks, if you know what you are doing or you are properly guided like we try to help people do here, will pay you a whole lot. The US market, on the other hand, can also pay you knowing that you earn in Forex. The problem is the volatility is something else. The US market is so volatile, you can lose all your money in one fell swoop. So you even need to know much more about what you are doing there. Because the Nigerian market is actually regulated to be like price movement is maximum 10% per day, gain or loss. In the US, you can gain 500%. I've seen a stock gain 1,000% in the US market in one day. And that's how you can also lose everything in one day. So you've got to be very sure where you're putting your money in either of them. So in the end, the same principle applies. Like Warren Buffett will say, risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. And nobody is offering the platform to teach. It amazes me to know that even the capital market players, including some stockbroking firms, cannot go all out to spend money to educate the public. You know why? Because they are all in a competition to offer the lowest fees. And if you are doing that, then you are going to be seriously limited as to how many people you are employing to do the job. And then to now take time to go out there to start educating the public that you are not too sure whether they will still use you as their broker is why you do not have a lot of platforms out there trying to deepen capital market knowledge in the populace. But I saw a gap like this, and I'm trying to offer platforms such as this and my social media handles to help people understand the market better so they can make informed decisions. Because I agree completely with what Warren Buffett has always held, saying risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. And a whole lot of people come into the stock market not knowing what they are doing. So if you are here, you give gifts during the live session, you share this live session, you like this live session, in the course of the live session, you have also partnered with me in reaching out to so many others who will eventually discover us and benefit from the knowledge we are sharing. Because I want you all to be financially free. That financial freedom is different from earning money. Financial freedom is different from financial independence. Let's get this straight. You can be financially independent by just working to make money to sustain your living. But financial freedom is completely different, because when you attain financial freedom, it means you have built a system somewhere that begins to work for you, and you don't need to survive by what you are working. So that if you have to stop whatever you are doing, be it paid employment or business, for the next 3 to 6 months, and you can still survive without any struggle, then you have attained financial freedom. And financial freedom actually acquires you time for yourself, right? So before you get to that point, you must follow the process. And the process begins with having something to do. So now that you are working, whether you are abroad or you are in Nigeria, or you are in paid employment, or you are doing one business or the other, you are buying and selling, or you are rendering any kind of service, just know that you have not attained financial freedom. That's because even if you have your own business, as long as that business needs your presence on a daily basis to survive, you are still not financially free, because the day you leave that business struggles, and before you know it crashes. So until you build that business to the extent where the systems and structures are now in place for it to run on its own while you are doing any other thing with your time, and yet still making money from that business, that's when you attain financial freedom, right? So a lot of people claim that they are no longer working, whereas they have a business that they are running around for. If you have such a business, then you are not financially free yet. You are still an employee, even if you call it self-employed. Even when you claim to have a business and people are working for you, but the business cannot survive without your presence, because Oga or Madam has to be there to give certain instructions, directives, approvals before things function regularly. Then you are still an employee. And the actual root word for employment actually is from a French origin. The word employ is from a French origin, which means slavery. That's why you labor to get paid. So everybody is laboring, everybody is slaving, and some think they are not. But the truth is, you are. Now, the capital market and the money market offers you a chance to build a system that does not need you there, but yet it gives you money from time to time by way of dividend income and capital gains. Once you achieve that, and you no longer need to be in your workplace or your business to earn the money that you need to sustain your lifestyle, then you are financially free. Even if you decide to continue to go to the business or continue to do a job because of your passion and love for it, not for the money, you know within yourself that a system is there sorting you out. So nobody can now threaten your existence by oppressing you with the word sack. Sack doesn't move you anymore like it does to many others. The word sack, retrench, lay off, is a word that causes people to have BP, because they just can't imagine how they can sustain their family if they are laid off. You don't want to get into such a trap. The world is evolving seriously. AI is taking over so many jobs, and you just don't want to risk it. The wise thing to do, just as I did, is to proceed from getting paid and creating an investment for yourself that will eventually be paying you. One mistake we always make in terms of money management or personal finance is we work hard, earn salary to pay everybody else except ourselves. And that's why I recommended that book, The Richest Man in Babylon. You earn salary, you pay children's school fees, you are quick to do that. You pay NEPA bill, you pay house rent, landlord, you just keep paying everything payable, and by the time you finish paying, nothing is left for you. You better reverse that by paying yourself first. Pay yourself first. If you heard me clearly, write PYF. Let me see PYF there. Pay yourself first. That's what it means. So when you earn your next paycheck, wherever you are in the world, remove a portion, be it 10%, be it 20%, remove a portion for yourself first. It is that portion that you remove regularly that you should throw into investment. Nothing should affect that one. When you pay yourself first, then from the rest, you settle whoever needs to be settled. And if you can't finish settling everybody, they hold on for the next paycheck. But by all means, stop undoing yourself without knowing. Some of you are abroad under immense pressure to send money home. Listen, if you make any mistake, nobody from home will come and save you there. They just assume that you are picking money on the streets. They don't know how many shifts you have been packing. You know that word, packing shifts. Going from one job to the other, trying to meet up. They just sit down there and think it is all rosy, whereas you are working your ass out. Hear me. This is a lesson for you. Pay yourself first. Nobody will die if you can't meet up their immediate urgent financial need. I'll ask you one question, because they try to make you feel guilty and make you feel like you are greedy or stingy or what have you. They do not know where the shoe pinches. It is you who knows. So stop feeling guilty about what you have no power to do. You can't attend to everybody at the same time. I will ask you something. Before you traveled abroad, for example, when you didn't have nothing, for example, when they asked and you didn't have, did anybody die? Answer me. If nobody died when they piled pressure on you, when you knew that you didn't have, and you told them that you didn't have, then why are they making you feel that somebody's going to die that very minute if you don't provide? Please take it easy on yourself. Take your time. It is until you are okay that you can help others. And enough of ripping yourself off. Make sure you pay yourself first. I'm seeing your PYFs. Thank you very much, Altin John. Thank you, Akins. Means we're listening. Abipel. Thank you. I can see that you are hearing me. So, guys, yes, Adonazinga Yuba. Your name is serious, right? Pay yourself first, build wealth, then from what you have built, you can easily and joyfully, freely and happily lend a helping hand to others. If you kill the egg that you have, how will it hatch to become a chicken for you to be able to share to others? Because in the end, if you run yourself down and anything happens, you lose that job abroad, they will not send you money from Nigeria. It doesn't happen. Because they feel you are comfortable, Even in your struggle, they have no idea. Please, please, and please, build something. If it takes you 3 to 5 years to get that comfortable enough before you reach out as much as you want, better for you. At that point, you have created your fortress that will be a buffer in case anything happens to your job at the moment. That's how to play this game. Don't rush out there and blow everything you have trying to impress people. Give to your parents, fantastic. Reach out to your siblings, wonderful. But I'm saying, don't be under compulsion to do more than you can per time. When you achieve financial freedom, you will do enough, everybody is happy, right? If you are not following me, you are losing money. I don't know how best I can really re-emphasize this, but that's the fact. Because a lot of people, 1 month from following, taking instructions, are already making a lot of money for themselves. Please, please, there are many foreigners, many Nigerians in diaspora who can't come back home after spending 20 years abroad because there is nothing to show. You can't afford such an error. That is not your portion. Type not my portion. I don't care if you, even if you are in Nigeria, because not everybody lives in Lagos. That lives in Lagos are Lagosians that are born in Lagos or from Lagos. There are people somewhere. Some of you are in Abuja, some of you are in Port Harcourt, but your people are in the village expecting you to always do something. I'm still talking to you. Do not waste your years when you were actively engaged, working and earning good money. Because the same people who were collecting from you will be the first to mock you and laugh at you. Say, see him, in go abroad. After 20 years, he no get anything. They will still be the same people to mock you. Type not my portion, because I don't want anything wrong to happen to you, having known what you know now. Not my portion. Thank you very much. SMK, Gulamonia, thank you very much. Please, everybody stand up for yourself and your immediate family. And then when you build, after building, some of these wicked people in the villages, the money you send to them is what they used to bewitch you, to bring you down. You don't know. So that's why I said, buy stocks. Nobody can see it. You build one house, they will start targeting you. Buy stocks. When you build in secret, they don't know what to attack. I keep saying this. When you build in secret, they don't know what to attack. Yeah, Tijani Ibrahim says you should be having over 300 viewers per channel every day, to be honest. Well, what can we do? Like I said before, I have 3,000 something followers on Instagram, and if just 100 of them can stick to these things, and let's see out 3 to 5 years from now, I'm okay. Of these 76,000 followers on Instagram, on TikTok, if just 1,000 can stick to these things and come out with their results within 3 to 5 years, I'm good, I'm fulfilled. Because I'm not a regular content creator. That's why a lot of my things are not professional. That's not to say we shouldn't get professional, but there is work to do. Before I start going to look for, oh, fancy this, fancy that, so that you can now charge people money. No, people need to be built. There are so many, I've said it several times in most speaking engagements I've been in, that Nigerians are the most hardworking set of people in the world. If you want to count top 5 countries in the world, Nigerians are in that top 5. If I want to be very humble with my assessment, top 5, Nigeria is found amongst them as the hardest workers. Forget the propaganda about the few people who have given us a bad name internationally. Nigerians are very hardworking. So we are not lazy, we are driven, and that means to earn money is not the problem. You get the point now. To earn money is not the problem. The biggest problem is managing what you earn, because no matter how much you earn, it will clear. You will spend it all if there is no solid plan to manage it. That's why you have ex-footballers. Take a look at our ex-footballers, because footballers are amongst the highest earners in the world. A footballer will earn, the average Nigerian footballer that is not famous can be earning up to $30,000 per week. $30,000 per week. Just check out every Monday. Take out the tax. Take 40% out. Let that go for tax. 60% of that. That is about $20,000 per month. The unpopular Nigerian footballer, average Nigerian footballer. Now, check how much is $20,000 per week, convert to Naira, and know how much the person is collecting per month and per year. And some of them sign 3 to 5 year contracts. And then, after all of this, because the life cycle of a football player, football career is very short. After, let's say, 5 to 10 years of actively being professional in football and earning all that, they still end up in penury. Why? The lack of knowledge of what to do with it. And the stock market, the bond market are places where no matter how busy you are, you can put your money to be working. So your focus is not affected as long as you have a professional guiding you. Right? That's it. So before I keep on going on and on and on, that's why my sessions, I don't care whether you are rich or not. The important thing is that you have the desire. That's why I love talking to people, to students as well, because there is a potential there. You have a lot of time to yourself. And I started this as a student. In fact, before I became a student in the university, I will always say this. Before gaining admission to university, I started investing in stocks. So I will not come and tell you I started my journey with 4,000 Naira. I bought my first stock, and from that 4,000 Naira, I'm now worth 100 million or 200 million in stocks. It's a lie. That's not a lesson. The lesson, when I mentioned that I started with 4,000 Naira, I invested in Savannah Bank. If I am fortunate to find that document, that's quite a long time ago. I don't know if I can find it, but if I am able to find it, I will share one day. The point is, you can't build on. I didn't stop looking for ways to work to make money after I started with 4,000. Let people get it straight. The 4,000 is not what brought about whatever I have attained today. But that first step gave me the knowledge, the discipline about money, even before I started making money, so that when I became a full-blown employee of establishments that I have worked for, that discipline was developed. Imagine students who need money a lot because of the demands of education these days, and they are able to, in their need for money, still eke out something to invest in the market. Imagine what kind of investors they will be when they start working. So when it is most difficult, anybody that is able to start eventually becomes an expert in making money work for them, because the process they went through, not having money but still doing it, becomes very easy for them, and so they have the discipline regarding money. That's what starting with the little you have does for you. Not that you use 4,000 to build a fortune. No. Start from there, learn the ropes, make the mistakes early, so that when big money comes, you have overcome those mistakes that you would have made to lose bigger money. Right? Official Mobos says, Coach, what's happening with Guinness today? It looks like it has dropped to 18 Naira again. This is an opportunity to buy. If you see Guinness at 80 naira, buy. I am sounding it once again. And that's how the stock market behaves, up and down. Up. Don't expect that once you jump into a stock, it just flies. Nobody can time the market. I repeat, nobody anywhere, not even Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, that we just spoke about earlier, that has a cash pile of $350 billion now, actually sold, some of that money came from his sale of some Apple shares that he bought many years ago. He sold it last year. Last year, he offloaded some Apple shares, and immediately after he sold, Apple shares jumped. That's when Apple shares should drop, because one major driver of that stock from when it was unknown to now that it is known has sold a lot. People should panic, but you know what? Nobody can predict the market. Apple gained, and I published it on one of my social media handles there, that Warren Buffett, if he had waited just 1 month before he sold to sell, he would have made $800 million. But because he sold that stock and 1 month after Apple gained, he lost $800 million from that sale. Initially, when he made that move, it looked stupid. This is the guru of investing in stock market in the whole world that everybody knows. He sold, the stock price went up after he had sold. And when I check how many shares he sold and times how many dollar per share that stock gained, that's Apple, over $800 million was lost. But you know what? Now he's the one laughing. Because most of the other stocks he sold, including the Apple, has dropped from that price it was. And then he can now look for all those stocks that were beaten to now buy much lower with so much cash. Right? So Guinness coming down to 80 is another chance to get it, because it's going to, Guinness, mark my words, should be hitting 100 naira before the year runs out. Take it anywhere. And mark today's date, 5th of May. Guinness is at 80. I can assure you it's a 100 naira stock before this year runs out. Coach, which one is the best between Veritas and Prestige? Now I need to see both results before we make a decision. But I can tell you that either of them under 1 naira is still fair, still okay. Yeah? Okay. That's what a Buffett move really confused me. Yeah, you see? Lolade, you remember? Well, he's laughing last. That's what happens. So when you have your strategy, go in and don't bother about the noises, as long as the reason why you made your decision has not changed. Right? Fantastic. Lolade is doing well, summarizing this discussion. So Nigerians are serious hustlers, to be honest, but most don't know how to turn active income to passive income. Absolutely. You know, a lot of us imbibe some wrong money mindsets. That's talking about the money, the mental wealth of the rich and poor. Most of us came from where just live large, that you are making money, you have a good job, it's paying you a lot, just live large. So you go and start doing things that people who have billions in investments are doing. If you want, you buy private jet. We have Nigerian footballers who tried that. You buy private jet because of salary you are earning, can buy it. You don't think of maintenance, you don't think of running costs, you don't think of nothing, you just enjoy the fact that you also have a private jet. You don't know what you are doing. Because that job is not going to last all your life, but you are going to last all your life. So what happens when that job leaves? That's what happens to a lot of people. You know, so people just, and then even if you advise some people, they refuse. They think you are jealous or I don't know, but some people are like that. They just don't see any reason why they should invest. Well, you know, this world is actually structured perfectly. It's garbage in, garbage out. What you sow is what you reap. It's a natural thing that operates, it's a natural principle that rules the world. What you sow is what you reap. Now, for you who is listening now, you are sowing your time for knowledge. And the result will reflect, especially if you are a doer of the knowledge that you gather. The results will reflect in your financial well-being tomorrow. You can't be a part of this community and be amongst those who struggle in their later years. Never. As long as you do what we're saying, you can. Most of you bought NACO at 25 naira. When we were on WhatsApp, two years ago or 3 years ago, we were on WhatsApp, not on Discord. I sang that NACO song. It was around 15 naira or something of that nature. Some of you bought it that time. Now NACO is 80 naira per share. Tell me how you are going to struggle by the time you are 50, 60, and so on, if we keep flowing the way we are going. Tell me how. Before our very eyes, Presco moved from 400 and something, it's currently 800 and something. At 400 and something, some may be scared, it's too expensive, it should come down. It never came down. So Presco can be amongst those 1,000 naira stock very soon. And in your lifetime, you will have it and you will beat your chest and say, I bought it under 500. Today is 1,000 plus. So that's what we're talking about. You can't be in this kind of circle and still struggle in your later years. We are buying the future. That's what we're doing. They may not see it around you. You may not have a car. Of course, you are okay. You are normal, beautiful, build. When that time comes, you will be the ones buying the electric vehicles in Nigeria very cheap. I've started seeing electric vehicles among some social media car dealers that I follow. Electric vehicles in Abuja, car dealers. Electric vehicles. You will just go in there and some of them are selling for 80-something million, 100 and something million, and so on. Brand new. So that's the kind, while they are blowing their money buying Tokumbo cars, Belgium cars, used cars, when you start buying, it will be brand new and without sweat. Right? There are people who wasted 10 million naira 5 years ago. 10 million naira wasted. They don't know what to do with it anymore. It's gone and lost forever 5 years ago. Do you know what 10 million naira would have done for somebody 5 years ago? Let's go back. Now that you're developing this attitude, 10 million naira 5 years ago would have bought somebody how many million NACO? 5 million NACO. 5 million NACO. But within that 5 years, 5 million NACO gave 1 for 5 as bonus. 5 million NACO divided by 5 is 1 million NACO. So the person who had 5 million NACO would have received 1 million NACO again as bonus from that 1 for 5. For every 5 you have to give you 1. So that means total NACO plus the 5 million, bonus plus the 5 million, initially bought with 10 million naira is 6 million NACO right now. NACO is going to be paying dividend this month of 5 naira 94 kobo just for the 2024 financial year. 6 million shares times 5 naira 94 kobo. We are talking about 35 million naira as dividend. This person bought NACO with 10 million naira 5 years ago. He's receiving 35 million as dividend alone. Get back to the NACO, 6 million NACO that he has right now, times the current price. Let's assume it was 82 on Friday. Leave it at 80. Give them discount. That's 480 million naira. Tell me how much is the electric vehicle that you can buy from here, brand new. Do you understand what we're saying? So when you have 10 million, stop jumping around and letting money push you around. We teach you to be in control of money so that money doesn't dominate you. It is the thing that causes men in the village to go after marrying a second wife because he just ran into some money. Who told you that is the way to manage money? Look at it, 10 million naira, people blew it. Just 2 foreign trips, boom, that money is gone. 10 million, 5 years ago. But look at what it is today, 480 million naira. I'm also looking and wondering, is this real? Should I do it with 1 million? 1 million naira or 500,000 5 years ago? 500,000 divided by 2 naira per share, you have 250,000 NACO. Now, divided by 5, 1 for 5 bonus happened. 50,000 bonus plus 250,000 initially held. 300,000 NACO. That 300,000 NACO dividend that is coming, 5 naira 90, 9 naira, 5 naira 93 crore times 5.93. 1.7 million naira is coming as dividend for the person. Then that 300,000 shares times 80 naira per share. The 500,000 is now worth 24 million. The 500,000 that you would have blown in buying what now? During COVID, what could you buy with 500,000? And it's gone. It's over. Maybe iPhone. iPhone. That's 24 million that you should have had as we speak. It went by way of 500,000 iPhone. You know how many iPhones are here now? The biggest iPhone now, 2.5 million maximum. How much will it take out of here? That's what we're talking about. Delayed gratification. Delayed gratification can just finish you and furnish you. That's it. With 200 and with 24 million, you can do much more than anything. That's it. Don't tell me what about the other stocks. No, you are in a guided community now. Anything is possible. We are looking for the best stocks to talk about because they will be the next knuckles. That's what we're doing here. I'm not amongst those who come and say, if you had 1 million, if you put 1 million naira in Transcorp, this and that, go and check my YouTube videos. When Transcorp was 4 naira, in fact, it was 2 naira something. I made a video about it that Transcorp is about to make people rich. Check. The records are there. I remember that video. I was in a hotel in Lagos when I made that video. It was that urgent. I didn't need to get back to Port Harcourt to be in the office to shoot a video. I just saw the urgency and I created that video. It should be on my TikTok. If not in my first band account, it could be here, in this second band account. But I think it's in my Instagram. So if you are not following me here, check my Instagram. You will see it. There are some information I share on Instagram that you can't get on TikTok because TikTok is all about videos. There are some things I post on Instagram. Yeah? So that's the way it works. So it's not just content creation. It's the real deal we are dealing. The next NACO is looking like something like TIP will be amongst them. Something like TIP will be amongst them. All right? So somebody has a question regarding, okay, Angela, let's see. Somebody has a question for hello Angela.
Sir.
Good afternoon. So
Good afternoon, sir.
good afternoon.
So my question is based on the Veritas form I filled concerning Zenith Bank.
Okay, just a minute. I'm coming back to respond to you. Okay, just a moment. Um, 1 minute. That's just a few minutes. Just a moment, please. Thank you very much for your patience. Okay, so you have filled the e-dividend mandate form for Zenith Bank, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what you should do is where are you based at the moment?
I'm in Abuja.
All right, there are Zenith banks all across Abuja, but there must be a Zenith bank that registers house or accommodated. Two things you can do. Number one, if you have completed the form, scan that form and send to Veritas Cap by email first. Keep a copy and wait to see if they respond to your email. Afterwards,
Okay, sir.
maybe within a week, then find a way to try by Google searching instead of wasting time to go around. First, Google search Veritas Registrar's address in Abuja. Pick the
Okay,
nearest
sir.
address to you and then you go there. That is, if they don't respond to you by email on time, then you now go with the form that you have. I'm sure that it can be sorted. They are actually known to be good at dealing with all of these shareholder complaints. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. We have Donald Ngam. And then Temitope, we will have you also. Okay, we've lost Donald, so let's go on to Temitope. I tried calling Donald up, but it didn't go through. Temitope has a question for Atlas Portfolio. So Atlas Portfolios, if you are in, please can you come up so I can accept you and you can respond to Temitope. Hello,
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
good afternoon. Your name and where you're streaming from?
I'm Temitokwe, streaming from Ekiti State.
Temitope from Ekiti State, thank you very much for joining. Go ahead with your question.
Please, sir, I've registered Atlas since last Tuesday. Until now, I've not been receiving any message from them yet.
All right, I've already seen Atlas. They are coming up and they will respond to you right away. Hello, Atlas. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, coach. Good afternoon, everyone.
So Temitope has a comment. I don't know if you can help right away. Hello, Atlas.
Hello, coach. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Temitope just made a complaint. You hear him.
All right, let me log out and come in again.
Okay. Greetings, Orisejemi Sanide. Orisejemi Sanide. So, coach, don't be offended. I heard you talk about the WhatsApp group. Please, is this still functional so I can join, please? No, we are no longer on WhatsApp. We are on Discord. That's because WhatsApp could not contain us with the restriction of the number of members to be in a community on WhatsApp. So we're on Discord app. If you want to join the Network Investors Club, please send me a DM on Instagram. And my Instagram handle for those on TikTok is at Wealth Coach Community. That's the Instagram handle there. I've sent it. I'm going to pin it also. Kindly follow me, send me a DM, and I'll send you a link to join. Otherwise, you can also ask for a link to open your own stock brokerage account, and we will do so. And I'll forward the link to you too. Tijani Ibrahim says, Coach, since when did you start these sessions? Actually, it was done in beats like a year or two ago, and then I decided to be consistently on 12 noon to 2 p.m. every day from around November. Otherwise, it was in beat parts on most of the other 2 years or so ago. Yes, so it's now more consistent, and we are making impact, as I can see. So it's encouraging to keep going as much as time permits, unless when I have an engagement and can't really meet up the 12 noon time, then I am unable to appear. But every weekday, because the stock market, when you are trying to educate people, they need to know exactly how it works. A lot of people think that the only time you buy stocks is when they are doing public offers. So they'll be asking, when is MTN selling shares, or when is GT Bank selling shares? In any case, they are unaware that on a daily basis in the secondary market, previous holders or existing shareholders are buying and selling, right? So that's the way it works. If you are not following me, now you know that you are losing money. Would you want to lose money? No. So follow me from everywhere you are, and we'll keep making things happen. Coach, talk about USCN. So I told us when USCN dropped to around 26, 27 that it's a wonderful time to buy. Even if the first quarter result did not impress too many people, USCN is a stock to have. Buy it now. Currently, should be around 35. We saw it rise from 26, 20. Apostle Destiny says, what's your advice on NACO? NACO has become expensive. Hold on, let me check the best price. Currently, NACO is at 81.95 for 1.5 million versus 945,000 offers. So there's a whole lot of fees for NACO. Really, NACO is coming for the best thing to do for NACO is to wait. Oh, I'm hearing, all right. People of TikTok say, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? If you can't, say, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. If you can hear me, say, yes, I can. Okay. If you can hear me, say, yes, I can. If you can hear me, say, yes, I can. Yes, I can. If you can hear me, say, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Okay. There was a Bluetooth connection somewhere that led to the loss of my voice, but that has been corrected now, and now you can hear me. All right. So we go ahead. So I was talking about NACO. There was a question about NACO, and I thought I should explain further. NACO has gone so high. One smart thing to do is to wait for markdown they are going to be marking down as much as 5 naira from the stock price, meaning you can still buy it at 70 something naira per share, or let's assume it decides to behave the way it does, or generally stock prices do. When a stock price is marked down for either dividend or bonus, it lingers a while, maybe even drops before it rises again. But recently, we have seen most stocks rebound almost immediately, and that's because of the coincidence of first quarter results coming about the same time that they are marking down. So when there is nothing else to look forward to and they mark down and you notice that the stock price drops a little bit more, then I think that's the time to buy again. Because it's quite high for me, who saw NACO and bought at 9 naira, who also recommended it here at 45 naira. It's looking high now at 80 naira plus. So I think the best decision is up to you to do. Now, I'm getting the feedback that please repeat what you said on UACN. So I said UACN dropped to 26 naira when the international market crashed and affected the Nigerian market, but in the end recovered and is just coming back up to above 30. So let's see for UACN, currently 32, not too bad. The offers are more than the bids slightly, 402,000 offers versus 349,000 bids. So I think that for UACN, there is still some waiting game that can be played. And I would recommend you stay a bit patient and see if you can pick around 30, or if anything wonderful happens and the market drops below 30. Otherwise, currently at 32, if you sit at 31, you should buy. But I think 30 and below is the most ideal entry prices for me. If nothing comes up that drives the price higher, I think that's a good entry price, 30 and below. This was the same USC I was saying 15 a year ago or so. And I was saying 18 last November or thereabouts, before it jumped to 20 and on and on and on, and where we are today. The reason why we're still discussing USC at 30 now and not 50 is because they didn't pay a fantastic dividend from their 4 naira per share. So it's an opportunity for us to get in on time and accumulate a stock like this. So that's what my take is on UAC. And coach, I have a request to come up. I have a few questions for you to clarify for me, please. How long does the link to open the account last? Because I was not able to open it. Nomi, do you mean the link for Atlas Portfolios? If it's Atlas Portfolios, it's permanent. If it's to join our Discord group, then it depends on when you were sent that link, because usually from when a new link is created, it lasts 7 days. So maybe a day to the 7 days elapsing and you get the link, then of course, if you don't sign in until that day passes, then it expires, but it's not a problem. If you couldn't log in or join the link, the Discord app group, just do me a request. I'll send you a fresh link. It's a way that the members in the group are also protected from hackers coming in, uninvited guests joining, and so on and so forth. So Nas, let's see if you are there. Okay, tell me, Tokwe, are you there? Are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have Atlas on the line, so let's go ahead. Tell Atlas what the problem is so they can respond straight away.
Good day, Atlas.
Good day, sir.
Please, I make a registration since last Tuesday. Until now, I've not been gotten a message from you.
Okay, what's your name, sir?
Temitope Oyeleke.
Boss. Yes, boss.
Temitope Oyeleke.
Yes.
Okay, you registered on Wednesday. Checking your request. Which exercise request? All right. We received your account request on Wednesday and it is ready. So please expect your login details today.
Thanks so much, man.
You're welcome, sir.
I'm very
Thank
glad,
you
man.
very
Thank
much.
you, sir. I'm very glad, sir. Thanks so
Thank
much.
you very much. At last, I will request that you stand by just in case more inquiries come for you. We have three callers on the line now. Let's go on with Donald Ngam, and then next shall be Nas. Hello, Donald. Are you there?
Yeah, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah,
Please, where are you streaming from?
calling from Abuja.
Donald from Abuja. It's good to have you. Go ahead.
After listening to your your teachings and all that, I got inspired to know that there's a whole lot of things one needs to know about the stock market. Currently, I'm holding about 500 pieces of Dangote cement because I usually go for stocks that has good dividends like Presco, Nestle and Dangote Cement and other of you. I'll hold some of the few banks also, but sometimes I always get people complaining about the Nigerian banking stocks that sometimes if they are being manipulated or so. So currently I have few money I'm trying to invest and I after listening to you I got to find out that I'm kind of confused on what stock particularly to go for because I'm just lost. So that's why I decided to. Oh.
Okay, you can diversify into the banks, and I can recommend Zenith Bank for you. I can see that from your temperament, you are a long-term investor.
Yes, I started investing, I think 2022. I think I started with 1,000 naira, but my account's about 300 or something. So,
Fantastic. This is a time to buy a stock like Zenith Bank and First Bank.
okay.
Zenith, because there is really not much difference between Zenith and GTCO when it comes to their financial performance. The only reason why GT has gone ahead of Zenith this much, selling for over 16 naira versus Zenith at 47, is because GT decided to pay a higher dividend. And I know that Zenith will not watch this continue for long. So Zenith will try to match what GT did, and that will mean the share price appreciation.
Yeah, I came across the meeting held by Zenith Bank before the dividend because they paid their dividend today, if I'm not mistaken. So I watched it.
All of us talking to you here, we've received it.
So they said they were going to increase their dividend.
I'm struggling to hear you. Please use your your mouthpiece directly.
All right, so I came across Zenith Bank's meeting held, shareholders meeting held, and they were discussing that in subsequent time the shareholders are going to be happy because they are planning on increasing their dividends from I think 5 naira to subsequently with time it needs to come up.
Definitely, like I said, that's well even before the meeting. I haven't read about the meeting, but I know that that would be a very hot topic to discuss. What happened is they actually always pay slightly more than GT pays. But this year, because of announcing the final dividend, they pay ahead, they announced ahead of GT. If GT had announced before them, even if they had planned to pay 4 naira final dividend and they see GT paying 7, they would have matched it. So that slip up now gives people like us an opportunity to buy more Zenith, knowing that they are going to step it up. And when they do, is when the price will eventually adjust. So if you buy Zenith now at 47, for instance, you are sure that Zenith should eventually go to like 50 something, getting close to 60, if not 50, around 55 or so. So it would be a good profit margin for you to benefit from.
Yeah. What about Dangote spend? Since I hold a quite significant amount of it.
It would be good to also diversify because the moment you mentioned Dangote cement, I knew that the paid dividend just won. How about that Zenith I'm talking about, which I'm very sure that they're going to be paying dividend twice a year. So you automatically increase your dividend cash flow by adding Zenith to your portfolio because every October and every April or April, May, you'll be receiving dividend from one Zenith bank
Okay.
holding.
Oh, all right. And about this Atlas, I'm just getting to hear about this Atlas broker this thing. I don't really know what are they actually used for.
Okay, Atlas portfolios, they are the brokers I use and recommend.
Okay. All right. Thank you. But if I
Thank you
would
very
like to
much.
do privately, can I also do that?
Just DM me on Instagram and have more time. Thank you. Okay, Nas. Hello, Nas.
Afternoon, coach.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. Please tell us your name and where you're streaming
Yeah, my
from.
name is Nas. I'm streaming from London. I've been
Thank you very much, Nas. It's good to
uh,
have you.
nice to have you too, and thanks for the great job you've been doing. I've been following you on every platform, even on YouTube.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Luckily today I'm at home, bank holiday, so I was able to catch your live stream. So for let me join.
One who's lucky now.
Yeah. So I've got like three questions I want you to clarify for me, please. Yeah. Uh, Number one, yeah, last year, I think sometime last year when all the banks in Nigeria they were floating the shares, right?
Yes.
I bought quite significant amount of shares with different banks, right? But one of them, Fidelity Bank, and buying it, because they've got a platform where if you live in diaspora, you can buy right directly from them. So I just want now, on that they send something. Do when you buy directly from them, do you need a clearinghouse number for that?
Actually, you eventually will need because the bank is not a broker.
Mm-hmm.
You will need a broker to dematerialize the certificates from the bank so it can be tradable. At the moment, you can't even access it. There is no platform to trade the stock if you want to sell.
Okay. So now do I have to write to the bank to get the clearinghouse number or something?
Let me ask, have you bought through a stockbroker before, ever?
No, I've not. All the ones I bought through directly from the bank. For instance, GT, I bought it through directly from GT, right? And I recently got some dividend from GT not too long ago, right? You see,
Okay.
so the and GT do not require me to because I bought it directly from the GT app because I've got a GT account, right? So you do not ask me for clearing out. So that's why I'm a little bit not too sure. So that's what I thought. Okay, let me ask you this question: if I'm gonna need, when I bought this share directly from the bank when they floated, that's what I said. So I don't know. Okay, I would try and reach out to them, right?
Okay, let me explain how it works.
Okay.
Every stock that you buy is warehoused in the Central Securities Clearing System, CSCS. And sometimes some registrars are more proactive than the others.
Mm.
And so in this case now, GT Bank's registrars are so proactive that they give you dividend even without your asking for it or filling any dividend mandate forms.
Yeah.
Some, due to one mix up or the other, may not be able to process that as quickly as some other registrars do. But what happens is all the stocks you buy are already warehoused in the CSCS. You already have an account in the CSCS. If you do not have, these banks will eventually get back to you to ask you to furnish them with a CSCS account. So this is how to manage it. Send me a DM requesting for the link to open a stock brokerage account. I'll forward a link to you, which is most likely going to be definitely going to be Atlas Portfolios link, because it's very handy in case you have any challenges. You can see them always here in my live session, so that when you create your account, those stocks can now be moved into your trading account. You can view them over there in the UK. Do what you want to do with them. If you want to sell, or you just want to keep an eye, monitor your portfolio growth, all of those things, it is through a broker you can do that.
Okay.
Right? And then that fidelity, which you have not received dividend for, they can also help you process your dividend payment through the registrar. Now, registrars are more comfortable interfacing with brokers on behalf of a client. They are sure that they are dealing with the right people. Because there could be a chance that somebody might decide to want to claim what is yours, and they are not too sure whether it is a real person. Yeah? But when it is requested through a broker, it's straightforward and easy. But the broker must have actually verified who it is. So that's the solution to your problem with fidelity now. And then, of course, getting hold of your stocks yourself directly.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, because one thing, coach, because they've sent me the pub number, yeah? The pub number for the amount of shares I bought. I've got that, but with the pub number, there's something attached to it that if you do not provide, because when I did fill out the form, I did provide an account number, just my own personal bank account number, right? That was it, because it was directly from the bank in the form. There was a question about the CSCS bit I left out. You see,
and CHN.
Yeah, that's the right. Yes, CSCS and CHN. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna DM you about that. We took probably deal with. So yeah. Then second question is, now what platform is the best platform to use if someone would like to buy more shares, more Nigerian company shares?
Atlas Portfolio.
Atlas Portfolio. Okay, so I guess not until when I DM you, you can just guide me through that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, then there's no need to ask more questions then, because I was about to ask you what does Atlas Portfolio do, but you've told me now. So where should I DM you, on air or on your Instagram? Because I do follow you on there as well.
Great. Instagram, you get a quicker response from there because the DMs are fewer to respond to.
Okay, all right, then I will DM you there now when I come off this live now. So yeah,
Thank you very much, Nas. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
And you too. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we come to the end of today's session because it's already 2 p.m. I'm so sorry for everyone who I have not been able to attend to in terms of your written questions or those on the log, on the call log. 3 callers are on the call log. And unfortunately, I need to go and get some other things done. I will request that you join tomorrow, 12 noon to 2 p.m., and let all your unanswered questions receive attention. I'd like you to come on early so we can take all your questions on time. But my apologies if I have not been able to respond to you at the moment. Thank you so very much. Shegun says, I have 5 million. Which stock can I buy? Shegun, give me time and let's talk about this tomorrow so you can get set to shoot. But remember, sometimes I'll give you stock price alongside with recommendations so that you may be required to wait a while or go in almost immediately. Thank you so very much. With that 5 million schedule, you can use part of it to buy some Guinness at 80 naira. Don't buy more than 80 naira, but I know it will soon jump above 80. Thank you so very much, Nad. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Everybody who has been a part of this, thank you, Atlas Portfolios. Maybe you should give us your parting shot right now. Hello, Atlas. Your closing remarks for the listeners and participants.
Okay, Coach, thank you so much for your time. This is to appreciate everyone that's been in business with us. We don't take it for granted. And if we have any pending inquiries or things we need to sort out, you can just chat us on WhatsApp or send us a mail so we can get to resolve it. Thank you very much. We appreciate everyone.
Thank you, Atlas. Enjoy the rest of your day. So, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of today's session. See you again tomorrow, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Nigerian time. See you again. And until then, be safe and be good. Bye for now.